Good evening, everyone. Susan Campfield here with SueStampfield.com. Welcome to my craft room. I'm cracking up because I don't even have my water. What the heck? How are you doing? Welcome to SueStampfield.com. You might be joining me here on Facebook, or you might be over on my in my Sue Stampfield Facebook group. Hey guys, anyone's welcome to join our group over there on Facebook. We talk stamping crafts and everything else. Or you might be over on my Facebook business page. So wherever you are, welcome. So glad that you're here with me tonight. I hope you're doing well. It's a crazy busy holiday time right now. My husband and son and I, and both dogs, we're just down in Minneapolis at the Holly Dazzle event in Loring Park. And that was an adventure with the dogs. They were pretty good, but we lost one dog booty. Not too bad, right? So I hope you're having a good holiday season and doing all the things. So tonight we're going to make some quick and easy cards. This is a layout that you can adapt to use up those scraps. Anyone else have lots of little scraps of designer series paper around? I know I do. And so we're going to use a layout that's really great for use for using up those scraps. And in my last video, I shared a little holder that you can do for cards if you want to gift cards. This would be an easy layout to put in that folder, right? Cards that you could put in there. So let's look who's here. Jennifer Walsh, my wonderful moderator, is here with us. Hey, Jennifer. If you have a question and I miss your question, I'm busy crafting and I miss it, feel free to put the @ symbol and type Jennifer's name, and it should pop up, Jennifer Walsh, and then she can help kind of flag me down. So we've got people from Canada, Ontario, Canada here, Foggy, Indiana, and let's see, Wisconsin. I'm here in Minnesota. Jennifer's here in Minnesota as well, Kansas City, Missouri. Welcome, everyone. So glad that you're here with us tonight. So happy Saturday. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. It's been a crazy day, you guys. I'm kind of tired, I got to tell you. So my church this weekend has their Christmas pageant tomorrow with the kids. Always an adventure, right? I'm a Sunday school teacher, so I help out with that. And so this morning we had the dress rehearsal. Oh, it's going to be really interesting tomorrow. So I have there's one 3-year-old girl that I'm in charge of, I guess. And so we don't know what she's going to do tomorrow, but it'll be entertaining no matter what. So that'll be fun. But I spent the morning chasing her all over the church. So, because you got 3, you get kind of bored pretty quick. So, but she did a good job when she was holding up her letter E in the word peace. So. All right, we're going to go ahead and get this party started, and I'm going to flip to my desktop camera. Oh gosh, I almost forgot. You want to subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed to the project sheets, you can do that here. Go to SueStampfield.com, click on subscribe. I send out inspiration sheets in the email. 2, 3, 4 times a month. It kind of just depends. And those usually match up with some of the videos here on my channel. And so if you would like more inspiration in your inbox, you can sign up for those. If you have signed up for those and you're not getting the emails, there's a couple things you can do. You can put my email address in your contacts, and that will tell your email provider that, hey, I want those emails, because sometimes they're coming, but your email provider just says, she doesn't want to see that. So frustrating, I know, but if you put my email address, which is right here, Susan@SueStampfield.com, in your contact list, that will help. You can also search your contacts for or search your inbox for Susan@SueStampfield.com. And you might be surprised what you find. If you still can't find them, email me. Let me know that you're having trouble, because sometimes it might be on my provider's end. So I'm happy to investigate that for you. Let's take down, whoops, I hit the wrong button. All right, let's try that. There we go. That worked. One more thing I wanted to mention. Stampin' Up! Has been very busy. They had a very big day on December 1st. That's when the last chance list came out with the sale prices. That's when the clearance rack refresh sale began, and then demonstrators could pre-order from the new mini catalog, and demonstrators are already getting to earn celebration freebies. Customers get to start earning those in January, but demonstrators get them first. So they have been very busy, and shipping is slow right now because of all of these things that happened at the same time. So if you have placed an order and you're waiting for it, it's coming. If you ordered early on in December, they're about 7 to 10 business days for shipping right now. If you are waiting for your order and you're worried about it, please email me, Susan@SueStampfield.com, and I'll investigate that for you. All right, let's get this party started. So you taught for 14 years with the Christmas pageant. It's always an adventure, especially with the little ones. You just never know what they're going to do. All right, we're going to go ahead and switch this, but actually it's funnier and more entertaining when they do what they're, do stuff they're not supposed to do. So it's all good. I told our Christian education director, I said, whatever they do, it's going to be fine. It'll be fine. Because I think she was getting nervous. All right. So we are down on the desktop here. My desk is a total disaster, you guys. My room is a disaster. Everything is a mess right now. I've got presents I need to wrap, all the things. So thank you for bearing with me. I'm going to give you this little square of a tiny bit of clean space on my desk, and that's what we're working in. So occasionally, because I craft and I pull things out and then I cover things up, I lose stuff on my desk. So here at Sue Stampfield, we play the found it game. If I lose something, when I find it, we all take a sip of our beverage. Normally, I'm drinking my wonderful ice water, but it's I don't even know where it is. I don't even know. It's somewhere. So I'm going to grab my paper trimmer here, and we're going to get started with our card. And then I did print out a list of an update on what has been sold out in the mini catalog right now. So I'm going to start with a piece of basic white cardstock, and I'm going to cut it in half. So this is 8.5 by 11 here in the US. So I'm cutting it in half at 5.5. If you're in a different market and your cardstock is different size, cut it in half. Same thing, same. The other dimensions, I do not know. That one you're going to have to work out. All right, so I need to score this. I could just fold it, but gosh, I've got this handy dandy scoring tool. I might as well use it, right? So I'm going to, oh, don't cut it, Sue. Did you guys see I almost did that? Oh my goodness. I'm going to score this at 4 1/4. There we go. And we'll make our easy peasy card layout. In fact, let's make a bunch of them. Why not, right? Why not? All right, so we got water, Tanya. Let me know what's in your cup. Let me know what you're sipping tonight. Just in case I lose something. It could happen. Jennifer, ever had a video where I didn't lose something? I don't think so. I think I always lose something. All right, so I have my piece of cardstock folded in half. Just a regular card here. Somebody told me that they missed the days of before we had fancy folds. So we're going to go with the clean and simple card here tonight. So I'm going to hold the phone. Hold on. I got to dig. Ooh. No, is this long enough? I got to check. Oh, it is. All right. I think this might be like my last piece of this pattern from Sun Prints. Ooh, we're going to use it. Let me grab something else from my pack here. I don't know how many packs of this paper I've gone through. I absolutely love it. But apparently this one is a favorite because I'm down to very little. All right, so I've got a scrap here. Let's make it into a card. I'm going to grab my paper trimmer. Things are falling, you guys. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. So I've got my paper trimmer here. I need 2 pieces of designer series paper that are 1 inch by 4 1/4. I want to give a shout out to Lynn Gauthier. Her blog is Lynn's Locker, blogspot.com. Hang on, let me double check that. Lynn's Locker at blogspot.com. And she had done a card, similar layout to this back in August. And I'm flipping back and forth there to see if I'm getting the right information. And that she didn't have any measurements or anything, but I like the look of the layout. So I just cut some strips of paper and kind of figured out what I think it is. I'm not sure mine's exactly the same as hers, but it works and I like it. So we're going with it. So I am cutting 2 pieces. I cut my strip of designer paper. I had a piece that happened to be 2 by 4 1/4, and I'm cutting it in half. So I have 2 pieces that are 1 inch by 4 1/4. I'm just going to check them there. Yes, by 4 1/4. Okay, is that quite 4 1/4? Maybe 4 1/8. Okay, hold on. Oh, I want 4 1/4, I think. Okay, this one is 4 1/4. All right, I had a couple other strips here that are already ready to go. Let's use those. 1 by 4 1/4 is what you want, and you want 2 of those. Then you want a coordinating pattern, and I'm going to go with something that's a little more neutral, and I'm going to cut this at 3 inches by 1. So I'm going to cut off a 1 inch strip here. Now this particular one had the pretty pattern at the bottom. I'm going to save that. I might want to use that for another card. This end is kind of boring, so I'm going to use the boring end. Does that make sense? Only I want the back side of this one. So I'm going to flip that over and I'm going to cut 2 pieces that are 3 inches by 1. And don't worry, you're going to have these measurements memorized by the time we're done tonight, because we're going to do some things from the annual catalog, a thing from the thing that's in the flyer right now, and we're going to do a little sneak peek of some new product if you guys want to tonight. All right, so I've got my piece here, and this reminds me of quilting. Let me know in the comments if you are a quilter, if you've ever done a quilt. So it's going to go together like this. I'm going to put this longer piece here, and then my 3 inch piece comes right in like that. And I'm basically making a frame. Kind of reminds me of, there's a pattern called, I think it's called the log cabin quilt. This reminds me of it a little bit, just because it's rectangular strips that form together to make a shape. So that forms the card. You could do it the other way, raise this one up, do that across the bottom, however you want, doesn't really matter. And the card can be rotated so that it's vertical, or it can be this way, depending on what your pattern of paper is. If it's directional, then you would want to go the direction of your paper, if that makes sense. And you would want to make sure that your patterns go the same direction if they're directional. Hopefully that all makes sense. And then we have this opening right here. So let's go ahead and stick our pieces down here. Just use my seal. And I'm leaving about an 1/8 of an inch border, I think it is, on the bottom and the side there. A little bit across the bottom here. Need to change the blade on my trimmer. It's a little fuzzy on the side here. That's usually the sign that it's time to put a new blade in. All right, so you can see how it's kind of the same spacing there across. And then we'll go ahead and put some adhesive on this one. And here. And this one right here. Now the one that I saw that that inspired this idea was with the Boughs of Holly Designer Series paper. That paper has sold out, FYI. All right, so there we have our frame. And now we can take, I took a piece of basic white. I embossed it with the 3D fern embossing folder. And I'm going to put that right in that opening. Let me give you the dimensions on this. I cut it a couple times to get it to the right spot. So it was 1 7/8 by 3 1/8. And I'm actually just going to put my adhesive right here, because sometimes when you emboss paper and then you put a tape runner on the back, it'll kind of tear, because when you emboss the paper, it kind of changes the texture of the paper. So that just is a little bit of texture in the center. And then I am making a sympathy card. So, oh, guys, my camera got all wonky. Okay, I think we're straighter now. Sorry about that. I might need that ruler, but let's hang on to that. I need a piece of white paper. What the heck? Hang on. Hold the phone. Found it. Seriously, I've got white paper everywhere. And could I find a piece of it? No. Okay, take a sip, everyone. We have our first found it of the night. So I'm going to put up. Thanks, Jennifer. Jennifer is dropping the measurements in the live comments there. So we're going to go ahead and stamp this. This is... Oh, I just cracked myself up, you guys. This is from Peaceful Moments, I believe is the name of the stamp set. Can I find it? It's like, seriously, it was right here on my desk. My desk has eaten it, apparently, because it is, oh, goodness gracious. It's nowhere in sight. But this is one of my go-to favorite stamp sets. I especially like the Sympathy sentiment in this. Seriously, you guys, it has vanished. That is just crazy. Crazy. All right, so we've got our With Deepest Sympathy. I am stamping this in Starry Sky, actually, which is one of our newer in colors. Nice bright blue, which kind of matches this blue right here. And then I'm going to do a little die cutting. I'm going to just put that aside. Oh my gosh, you guys, how am I going to die cut in this disaster? Seriously. Give me a shout out if you're a messy desk person and you can relate to what I'm dealing with here, because this little gift from a team member. I can't put it on the ground or my dogs will get into the candy. Hang on, gotta move it. Okay, there we go. Oh goodness. All right, so I've got my Deepest Sympathy here, and I want to die cut that out. I am going to use the Labels Aglow dies from the mini catalog, the current mini catalog. These are different labels and different patterns that kind of die cut into your cardstock. So the 3 labels are the long one, the round one, and this one right here. You can see I already, I didn't clean it out last time I used it. Naughty. Yeah, sometimes we're in a hurry, right? We just got to stamp and see what it looks like, and we don't have time to clean up. So, oh, you eat breakfast at your desk, Janine? Yeah, that's it gets a little dicey, doesn't it? You missed the dimensions for the Designer Series paper strips, Ellen. Let me see if we can get those for you. Jennifer very kindly put them in the comments. Let me just see if I can track them down. All right, I see the one. Where was the first one? All right, so 2P, yes, 4 1/4 by 1, 2 of those, and then 2 that are 1 by 3. Just cleaning out my mess here. All right, all better. All better. All right, so we're gonna pop that in here. I love the Sun Prints paper. I want to use every known scrap that I own, right? So this kind of card is a great way to use up those bits that aren't big enough for a whole background of a card or whatever, but perfect for die cutting shapes and cutting strips. All right. I can't even turn the crank because it's too much mess. Oh my gosh, you guys. Seriously. I need to do like a whole office purge where I take everything out of it, pile it up downstairs, and then only bring back, separate it out to what can go and what stays, and do that whole big purge. I don't have time for that right now. So it's Christmas. So we've got our Deepest Sympathy die cut out with this fun label that does the pretty sides. I'm going to put that back on the magnet sheet so I don't miss it. The stamp set that goes with this. So if you are, you know what, if it's getting to be too much and you're not going to get around to getting Christmas cards done, keep in mind that you could do Happy New Year cards, right? And Happy New Year cards don't have to be delivered on New Year's Day. They can come, you know, eventually in the new year, right? So the Brightest Glow stamp set has the Happy New Year sentiment, and it perfectly matches this circle right here. So you can do a simple Happy New Year card, and then you don't have to stress about, you know, sometimes it's just a busy time of year right now, and it's too hard to get the cards done, right? Over on my Sue Stampfield group, yesterday was National Christmas Card Day, believe it or not. And so I had a post up and people were sharing their cards that they're sending this year. So thanks for all of you that posted a picture of your card. If you're over in the Sue Stampfield group, or if you'd like to join us there, just search Sue Stampfield on Facebook and the groups, and you can share your card with us in the comments. All right, so I've got 2 dimensionals on the back of my label here, and that's going to go right over that embossed piece. The embossed piece is optional. You could leave that off. It just adds some extra little texture behind, but totally up to you. So that's clean and simple. Now you could add gems and ribbon to this if you wanted to, or you could keep it that simple and easy. The inside sentiment, I would put in here if I could find what I did with the stamp set. Oh my goodness, you guys, seriously. Oh, did I not? Did I put it away? That would be crazy. Why would I put it away? No, I didn't put it away. I don't see it where it belongs. So, all right. Well, we might unbury it. And if so, oh my gosh, you guys are so patient. All right. So this is our layout. Let's see what this looks like in some different designer papers, but this particular one, so in the last video I showed you how to make this very simple little folder. This was the last video, right? Was just some designer series paper that folds up to form the 2 pockets to put your different cards in. So this one would be perfect to add to a folder like this if you wanted to gift some simple cards. And this stamp set has a variety of sayings, so you could do different sayings for the variety of cards in your pocket. Here's another one. This is another good way to use up those scraps as well. These are the beautiful shapes dies, and just doing those hexagons, it's another good way to use up those scraps. So should we try this card in some different paper and see what it looks like? Thank you, Jennifer. How about the bigger piece of basic white? Patricia, do you mean the card base, or do you mean the piece that we embossed? Cindy made this card in the A6 size. So Cindy, I think, is that what you have in, is that Australia and Europe? She's got those measurements up there. So I'm going to put that up there just for a minute here so you can do a quick screenshot of that. And I'm going to take that down. The card base is the standard 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. If that was your question. If it's not, let me know and I will revisit that. Okay, so let's do it with, let's say you haven't done your Christmas cards yet, but you would still like to send Christmas cards this year. Not too late, especially with an easy layout like this. So let's take this other 5.5 by 8.5 piece of basic white. So let's fold that in half. Give that a good crease there. And let's bring in some of the Fitting Florets Designer Series paper. This one is still available as of right now, or as of last night when I checked on everything. Right. Let's pop these on here. So again, we've got 4 1/4 by 1 and 3 by 1, and we've got 2 of each. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stick those on. These look like, they look like bigger than 1. I gotta check my math. I cut these really quick, and it seems to be like it might be, yeah, it is a little bit white. I thought so. I'm like, that looks wider than 1. All right, 1 inch. That's better. It's like it's going to mess up my quilting pattern if it was too wide. All right. It's not a good day when Susanette can't even cut things in 1 inch strips. I suspect these were already in what I thought were 1 inch strips, and I just grabbed them out of the package. But on closer review, they are not. So so this one I am picking this pattern. It's blue on the blue floral on the other side, but I'm looking for something that is just a calmer pattern to go with the kind of a holly berry one there. I am going, as soon as we're done with this card, I'm going to show you how to change the blade on here, because when you see, this is just a teaching moment here, I'm going to share this with you. When you see this happening on your designer paper, that means it's time. See the little fuzzies on the side? Sorry, my camera is not focusing. That means it's time to change your blade. My blade is getting dull and fuzzing out that paper. So, all right, let's sweep that off. And let's go ahead and put this on here. Okay. And we'll put this one across the top. It's just, I don't know if you like it when things fit together nicely. It's easier than doing a Rubik's Cube, but there's just something, it just feels right when things match up the way they should. Do you know what I mean? All right, we got this last one right here. And then we'll do our grading for this one. Now we're talking quick and simple Christmas card on this one. So we're going to go for quick and simple. Just lining it up to make sure I have a good spacing there. This one a little bit far out. So when I stick them on, I don't press them down firmly so that I have the ability to peel it back up. Once I make sure everything's in place, then I go through and give it a good press there. So that is this version. I'm going to grab the framed and festive stamp set. This is another one that's available for a limited time along with this paper. And let's see what would fit inside this one. Let's hope Susan put them away. So we could actually just stamp right in the frame here and keep this one very simple, or we could do a label again and put the sentiment on the label. This is another Sympathy one I have ready to go. So let me know if you think we should stamp it just right in the frame, or if we should die cut it. So die cut or stamp directly. Let me know in the comments. Bonnie is telling us that you can get a little more life out of your blade if you always just cut in one direction. You can try turning it around to see if that will help. I usually go back and forth, so I'm not sure that would help, but it's worth a try before you change it out, right? All right, let's see what we're voting for here. It's about tied right now. Oh, stamp directly, just one. All right. So since I'm going to just stamp directly, I'm going to pick a bigger sentiment that fills my space a little bit more. Should we go? Let's see what will fit here. This is 'Tis the Season to Be Jolly. That's a little tight. That's a little tight, and it's not very wide. I'm thinking this one will probably be a better fit. And this just happens to be one of my favorite. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Let's go with that one. And we're going to go simple on this one. I'm not saying I'm not going to add embellishments, because I might have to add embellishments to this one. All right, I'm going to pull out my Evening Evergreen ink pad here. And I'm going to ink up my Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And I've gotten some ink on my the edges of my stamp, so I'm going to be very careful to not rock it, and to stamp straight down and lift straight up so I don't get any of those edges. You can also wipe them off if you're nervous about that. So we've got Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, and we absolutely could just go with that straight up and done, or we could add some embellishments to it. We have these in color opal rounds. That would be really fun because they're in that Evening Evergreen color. And so a little Christmas sparkle. What do you guys think? I like it. I'm not even going to ask you because I like it. But you would have the option to leave it if you didn't want any bling. That's totally fine. But I'm going to add, I like to go in threes, so I'm going to add 3 of those on here. And just add a little extra sparkle to our easy peasy Christmas card. And then on the inside, how about we hope that Susan's got some blocks in her drawer that are not in play. I do. Not many. On the inside, I'm going to go with May This Season Be Filled with Peace and Joy, which is just a nice sentiment. I think we could all use a little more peace and joy, right? So I'll just pop that right on the inside. Now, if you found that you had some extra strips of designer series paper that are maybe even skinnier than an inch, you could put one across the bottom on the inside just to carry that pattern through. Totally optional. All right, how we doing, guys? Should we go for another one? I'm going to imagine in my head that you're saying yes. Let's see, what do I have here? All right, I'm going to grab my paper. Let's try Bonnie's suggestion here. Again, I tend to go back and forth with my blade, so I don't know if it'll work. But at the bottom of your paper trimmer, there is a widening part that is supposed to be there. That is how the blade comes out. You slide down to that and then just lift out in that part right there. There it is. And it just slide your track so that it's in that wider part and pop it out. I'm going to put it right back in. So again, I'm going in that wider open part there, and I'm going to pop in both ends. Let's see if that helped with our fuzzy. If not, we will switch out the blade. Thanks for that tip, Bonnie. Ooh, that does look better. And then we're going to go 4 1/4 and score it. The scoring blades last a very long time. All right. So we've got this done. So this one, I'm going to do a vertical. And let's grab some more of the fitting florets. I've got some more scraps here. Again, same dimensions. I need a bone folder here because I got a bouncy card. Bouncy, bouncy. All right. So this one, we're going to do this direction. So I've got a couple scraps that I had in my packet. Now this particular one, let me show you this one. If you have this paper and I know a lot of you do. This particular pattern was the one that you could die cut the flowers out of. So I have a lot of weird shaped scraps, but guess what? You can get perfect 1-inch strips off of these odd shaped scraps. So this is a great one to use with this particular layout. I hope that makes sense. Let's go ahead and stick these on. And of course it matches the blue in my paper here with the flowers, the blue and the flowers. Pizza's ready, guys. Having an eat. We did have some snacks at the Holly Dazzle event. But now it's time for pizza. Let me know what you had for supper tonight, or maybe you haven't had supper yet. All right, so you can see how easy this layout is. And you can see you can reproduce it with any of your designer papers. You just want to be careful that the one pattern is a little more, I don't want to say plain, what's the word? It needs to coordinate, but it also needs to not be so busy, right? So one with a more of a pattern, one that's more of a plain, I guess I would say, rather than neutral. So there we have our sentiment, or our frame, and then we can put a sentiment here. What would I have that would fit? For a special person on a special day, that would fit. Wishes for a beautiful birthday would also fit. I think this one would be good to do on a die. So let's bring out that same little frame. So when you have a die that you want to use, you can kind of match it up on the paper. Now this one I think is going to be too, I don't want it that direction. It wouldn't fit on that direction anyway. This is going to fit nicely here for a special person on a special day. Looks like it would just fit in there. Let's try it, shall we? Please tell me you're in here. It is. Oh, you never know. It could be in a block somewhere, right? Oh, I just happen to have a block right on my desk. That's the perfect size. All right, and then we're going to do one with some a new product for a sneak peek. That'll be fun, right? All right, I lost my... You guys, I'm so good at losing stuff. It's like a skill I have. I cannot find that white paper that we already used. So yeah, we'll just grab a whole new one. That's fine. No worries. All right. We're going to use Balmy Blue. I found it. Take a sip, everyone. And so this one, you can see I chose to do this card vertical because my flowers were a little bit more in that vertical direction. So, it wouldn't be terrible to have it on the side, but you do want to watch the direction of your pattern, and then make sure that both strips are going the same way, especially when you're using scraps, because they might be going opposite ways. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm using Balmy Blue here, which is the blue that is in that paper. And I think I want to grab a cushion here. This is my one that's full of pierced holes, but I think it'll still do the job. There we go. And then this label is longer than my sentiment. So I have some extra space here. I could center it and I could do some bling above and below. But if I do that, I'm going to have to stamp it at a different spot so that it fits. Boy, it's really tight, guys. We're going to give it a go, though. I think it'll just fit. And then we have some room for some bling. The other thing that you could do if you didn't want to add bling is that you could stamp one of these smaller flowers right below it, or one above and below. But we're going to go ahead and die cut this out and add some sparkle. I like sparkle. And then we're going to grab some new designer paper from the new mini catalog that will be starting on January 5th. And we're going to give that a try. I'm going to close up that ink pad and just move it out of our way for now. so that I can fit this in here. And I'm just going to cut it this way. All right. Jean is getting very well hydrated. Thank you. Yes, Jean, I'm just here to make sure that you have lots of sips. And that's why I lose stuff. So I just want to keep you guys hydrated. Oh, goodness. All right. All right, guess we lost this time, you guys. Where's my top plate? Oh, it's right here. Found it. It was, yeah, not the correct sandwich. Okay, take another sip, everyone. All right, and I have my handle on the wrong side. I'm righty. I'm a right-handed person. So, are you a lefty or a righty? The machine can be either. You just flip it around. All right, and I use the Post-it notes to make sure it doesn't shift on me while I'm die cutting, in case I did not mention that. All right, let's put our stamp and cut emboss machine away. But not far, because we might need that again. All right, so it did just fit on my dies here. And again, these are the Labels of Glow dies from the current mini catalog. And I like these because it fits really well in that space. Now, again, we could do this one. You guys, I want to add a little embossing on this one. It just adds a little something. So let's do that. The last one we stamped directly onto the cardstock. But this one, we're going to dress it up a little. So we're going to cut that center piece. Do I remember what size that was? Well, I don't, but we can easily find out. I know there was 8 inches involved, so I want to make sure I get it right. So 3 1/8. I was going to guess that by 1 7/8. Okay, I would have messed that up. So 1 7/8 by 3 1/8. All right, what embossing folder should we use? We have these, I got stuff everywhere. This is our card right here. This is our sentiment. So we're just going to emboss this piece for behind here. You know, quatrefoil tile looks good with everything, you guys. It looks good with everything. Let's see. See what I grab over here. I've got 2 choices for you. We can do the quatrefoil tile, which is a Susan favorite, or we can do time worn type, which is also very nice. So let me know in the comments if you want the you can just put Q, because quatrefoil is really hard to spell. Or, oh, somebody said pretty flowers foil. You know, Jean, I think I don't know how much of that. I need a smaller pattern, I think, for this one, because so little of it will show. But that would be a good one with this paper, especially if you were going to do a smaller sentiment here. So let me know between, Q, Q, Q. All right, you guys are just like me. You like that one too. I love that one. I know I use it all the time, but golly, it's great. All right. Although I think on our next card, maybe we'll need to use a new one, a new folder. All right, everybody shove over. Let's get this done. All right. I'm talking to things on my desk, not you guys. You guys are just fine. Oh, no. Hold on. Hold the phone. I thought I was cutting a piece of basic white cardstock. I wasn't. I had some gift certificates on my desk because I provide gift certificates for people who want to gift their friends or have their husband gift them some stamp stuff. And guess what? I had that flipped over, and I thought it was white cardstock. All right. Well, that won't do. Oh. All right, I'm checking both sides. This is actually white. Oh my goodness. These Saturday night stamping events are quite an adventure, aren't they? Never a dull moment. All right, let's see if I can remember those measurements. I think I can, and let's see if these pieces are big enough. All right, it needs to be 1 7/8. All right, 1 7/8 by 3 1/8. Am I going to make it? Oh, it's already 3 1/8. Well, how convenient is that? And 1 7/8. All right, this one is actually a 2, so we're going to cut that down. Actually, I don't know if that is 3 1/8. It looks like 3 1/16 or something. Let's check it. Let's put it in here and see what we think. Yeah, it's a little short. Dang, so close. No worries, we got more. These are ready to go card bases that I have on hand, but you know what? Today they're going to be cut down, and that is just fine. 1 7/8 by 3 1/8 is that center piece. I just scored it. All right, there we go. Success. All right. I don't want that to go too far because we might need it again here. Oh, I found it. Found it. Take a sip, everyone, now that I don't need it anymore. This was the Peaceful Moments stamp set that we used for our sympathy card. So inside this, I'm going to put thinking of you with all my heart, but not right now because we're busy with this card. All right, let's do that embossing. I think I need to be drinking wine tonight, you guys. Actually, then we'd really be in trouble, wouldn't we? Then we'd really be in trouble. All right. There we go. Oh my goodness. You love Saturday night stamping. Saturday night stamping gets a little crazy. All right. So we've got our quatrefoil tile piece here. This one is, it's directional. So if it's crooked, if it's not straight, it's going to drive me bonkers. So I'm going to use that feature that's in our embossing folders, which is that line at the bottom. And I'm just going to line up the edge of my white cardstock with that line so that I know it's straight. Only matters when it's a folder that has a straight up and down type of pattern. If it's like a random pattern, then it doesn't matter at all. All right. So pretty. So pretty. Just going to add a little extra pretties to our card here in the center panel. This one I did put the adhesive right on the paper, Living Dangerously. All right, and then we're going to pop up our label right here. Now on this one, I almost could have used that circle one, and then more of our pretty embossing folder would show. So options, right? Always options. Now I did see a few of my pieces are stuck in here, and then they're making my pretty scallop not so pretty. So I'm going to just poke those out. And we'll pop this on the card. And then I would love your input on if we want to do pearls on this or iridescent pearls on this. Regular pearls or iridescent pearls, let me know in the comments. Hope I can find them. There's the regular ones. Aha! And there's the iridescent ones. It's a miracle I found them. Oh, you guys are so gracious. Oh my goodness. Thank you for your kind comments. Which kind of pearls should we use, gang? Iridescent, regular? Got one vote for each. It's dead heat now. It's tied. The iridescent ones are just have this little bit of kind of shimmer to them. It's a little blue, green, very subtle shimmer. First mark is the always options choice. Yeah, true. Regular, iridescent. Jean is always voting for those heart pearls. The heart pearls are really cute. but I'm hoarding them for Valentine's Day because I've been using them a ton with my team right now, and I can't wait to share. Can't wait to share. All right, it looks like regular has just squeaked out a win here. It was pretty close though. So we're gonna pop on some regular pearls here. I'm gonna put a big old one on there. And then I'm going to add a medium one on each. You know what? I'm going to do tiny one on each side. How about that? Just shaking it up today. So when you put your pearls on, you want to give them a good press when they're in the right spot, so that they don't fall off later. And that you're just kind of activating that glue dot that's on the back of them. Because sometimes I place them on, but I forget to press and they will slide off. So that just adds a little extra sparkle, a little extra finishing touch to our card. I need some fresh putty. My putty has had its full use, and I need to advance it to get some fresh putty. Here we go. All right, did I pull that one off yet? Gotta loosen them up a little bit so that the putty sticks. Or the putty's strong enough to lift it then, I guess I should say. Jennifer, have you ever gone to the Holly Dazzle event in Loring Park? To get there, you park at the sculpture garden, and then you walk across. There's a bridge over a very busy highway, and the dogs were a little freaked out about going over that bridge. But you can see the skyline. It's very pretty. Okay, so there we have our second card. So what are we up to here? We've gotten 3 cards done. Oh my gosh, I think we need to do another one. All right, next up. All right, I've got some new stuff here. We've got a lot of new stuff here. We're going to have some decision making to do, guys. All right. Should we use a new celebration paper? This will be available. If you're a demonstrator, this is available free right now. If you are a customer, this will be available to you in January with an order. $50 or more. It's a free choice at the $50 level. Absolutely gorgeous floral paper. So we could use this one. Probably I would do maybe those 2 together would be cute. Yeah, lots of choices on that. So we could do the this paper, which is called, what's it called, Susan? It's called Dainty Flowers. I'm double checking. Yes, Dainty Flowers. So we could do that one. Or we could do the Fancy Flora for our designer series paper. This is the Fancy Flora. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's like watercolor paintings. Just stunning. This would be, we could either do the green with the pattern strips or whatever. So let me know in the comments if you want dainty or if you want fancy. Dainty or fancy, let me know. This one is not a free paper. This is a purchasable item in the mini catalog. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, it is so pretty, Bonnie. Pretty paper. All right, I got lost. I see one for dainty. Celebration begins January 5th, 2023. Thank you, Jennifer. You like dainty. Okay, dainty. Fancy Flora's 3. Dainty, fancy, dainty. I think dainty won. All right. Dainty Flowers it is. All right, awesome. I think we couldn't have made a wrong choice there, you guys. I think there was a lot of good choices for us. So I'm just debating here on which pattern we want to use. This one is actually really pretty in the greens. Do we have a nice green to go with that? This one. So we could do those 2 together. The only problem is they're both directional. So one of our flowers would be laying on its side, or they're not flowers, using their leaves. But yeah, you know what I mean. So in this one, I actually got some extra bits over here because I made one of those folders out of this piece. So, oh, random heart pearl has left the building and jumped onto this paper. You go back on your sheet over there. All right. So this is the little scrap that I could get some strips out of and use. So many choices. I do like how this one is non-directional. So that one would go nicely. So maybe we'll just go with this one. I'm just peeking at my other choices. Yeah, I think we're going to use these two together. Let's try it. Let's see what we think. All right. So this one is brand new. I don't have any scraps yet, but I'm about to, aren't I? So this one you would want to decide ahead of time if you're going to do the card vertically or horizontally. So let's make that choice. We are going to, I now have even more stuff on my desk, you guys. It's okay. I'm digging through it. I found the dies I want to use. Oh, there are there is the stamps that I want to use. So I need your help in figuring out what kind of card we want to make here. We could make a sympathy card. We could make a birthday card. Let me know in the comments if you would like sympathy or birthday. Either one of these. This one is I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching out the celebration. That's for those of us who sometimes are running a little bit behind. So let me know if you want sympathy or birthday in the comments. Either one of these are going to be look better on a landscape card. What I mean by that, not look better, they're not going to fit in this opening. So that helps me decide which way to cut my paper strips here. So I'm going to cut them. Birthday is the winner, it looks like. All right, very good. So I'm going to take this and let's just grab this card right here. So I'm going to cut my paper strips this way because this will be the longer one. And I want it to be the correct direction. So since it's landscape and it's going across the top and bottom, I want them this direction. I hope that makes sense. So I got a 1-inch strip right there. And I'm going to get a 1-inch strip of this pretty paper. It's got little polka dots on it. All right. I know we're going long tonight. I apologize, but we're making a boatload of cards, aren't we? All right, so we're going to do 4 1/4 by 1. And we need another piece that's 4 1/4 by 1. I'm going to have these dimensions memorized by the end of tonight. This piece, we're going to go 3 inches by 1. And 3 inches by 1. There we go. All right. So let's pop those off. Somewhere in this disaster, I have a card piece. Ha! Found it. Take a sip, everyone. It was hiding out under my paper trimmer. Didn't even bother to score this, so I'm going to give it a good crease with my bone folder. All right. Let's see what this pretty paper looks like. So I've got my strip across the top, this piece down the side, this piece across the bottom, and this piece right here. So, all right, I just want to check something, you guys, because I think I was wrong in saying that they couldn't both be directional, because I'm realizing I'm going to cut this and we're going to take a look and I'm going to have you vote on which one you think we should use. So I'm going to cut a 1-inch strip here and I'm cutting it the other direction. So this one, I had the flowers going that way. This one I've turned the paper so they're going this long way. And we're going to cut it just like that. And we're going to cut this as 3-inch pieces. All right, save that scrap for later. All right, so let's bring our card base in here, and you guys can vote on which option we're going to go with. Are we going to go with the lavender or the fresh freesia polka dots? Or are we going to go with the green stems? So green or purple, you can vote either, or you can say fresh freesia if that's a lot to type though. So let me know which one you prefer in the comments. I'm going to put the measurements up. Thank you so much, Jennifer, for doing that. If you want to take a screenshot of that, you can. All right, I see lots of votes for purple. We like purple. Skull Vikings. Minnesota, we're big purple fans here. All right, we're going with the purple. That's what the majority have ruled. So let's do it. All right, we're going to go ahead and stick this down. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. This side would be cute with the green though, right? Am I right? Like you could do that together. That would be nice. Okay, sorry. Get so inspired. So many fun inspirations, especially when you have some new stamp things, right? Now we have Crafternoon coming up. So if you ordered last month, if you placed a $50 order with me last month, you'll be getting a packet later this month, and there'll be a video and you can put your Crafternoon Fun Fold card together. If you place an order in December, then you will get the packet for January's Crafternoon event. All right, so before I stick it down, I just want to verify I have my flowers going the right direction, because this one is directional. Polka dots didn't matter. Those were not directional. It does matter if you get it straight though, Sue. Yeah. This is one where it's, okay, I didn't even press that down, but it does not want to lift. Come on. There we go, got it. All right. Sorry, I'm really picky. Especially when it's a pattern like this where it is like a quilt, and I don't want my quilt blocks to be off. All right, so there we have our pretty card. Let's grab the sentiment we chose. Found it. Seriously, this card was on it and the dies were on it, and it was like disappeared. I'll tell ya, I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching out the celebration. Hey, and guess that's the one I've got the label on already. Now the problem is I've run out of blocks because I have the November Crafternoon in process of doing all the tutorials. So I have all those blocks in use. And so we're going to clean a stamp. We're going to clean a stamp and put it away. Got my Stampin' Mist, got my Stampin' Scrub. I am going to move my cards out of the way though, because sometimes there'll be a little ink splatter when you clean the stamp. Pop that back here. I'll put it back where it belongs later, I hope. I hope I will. All right. Just pop that on there. And let's grab our fresh freesia. I'm not sure if this will be the right color. I'm going to just grab my package for the Dainty Flowers, and I'm going to look at the colors. Blushing Bride, Crushed Curry, Fresh Freesia, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Rich Razzleberry, and Starry Sky. Rich Razzleberry might actually show up better, and that's the color in a lot of our flowers here. So we will try both, and I will have you vote on which one you think looks nicer, unless I overrule you and just say, oh yeah, we're doing this one. Oh, because I do that sometimes, don't I? All right. La, 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 la. Let's find some paper. This time I will try to not use a oh, golly. Not use a gift certificate. Oh my goodness. All right, so here's in the fresh freesia. Grab our Stampin' Scrub and give that a good clean here. The extra bonus dog hairs in mine. I can certainly remove the banner. Thank you, Fonda. I forgot. There we go. All right, and this is Rich Razzleberry. Which I see up crooked, but that's okay because I'm going to die cut it out anyway, and I can die cut it straight, right? That's the beauty of die cutting. It fixes all those little boo-boos. All right, so I'm going to pull in our card here, take a peek. All right, which one? I think either one would work. Let me know which one you prefer, number 1 or number 2. Number 1 is Fresh Freesia. Number 2 is Rich Razzleberry. While you were voting, I'm going to get the die cutting machine ready to go, and we'll die cut that out. So let me know, Razzleberry or Fresh Freesia, number 1 or number 2. I'm looking at your votes here. So far, number 2 is the winner. Sometimes those lighter colors are a little hard to see, aren't they? So let's set up our die cutting machine here. And we will die cut this one out. Oh, goodness. I couldn't find my paper trimmer, but I found it. Heavens to Betsy. Okay, there we go. Total chaos here tonight at the on one of our Saturday night stamping adventures. All right, so I've got my piece in there. I'm going to take these fun new dies. So this is the Something Fancy bundle. It's a little sneak peek at the new catalog along with this designer paper. I'm not sure what this bundle is, but if it was in the $50 range, you could get the pretty paper for free. Yay. But I don't have my catalog handy, so I can't answer that right now. And these all layer, which is super cool. So there's a bigger and a smaller. So let's, this one's a triple. You see that? 1, 2, 3. This is to make a tag, to cut a teardrop shaped hole for your tag, or if you want to cut a flower in it. So fun. All right, let me see what we got here. I think this one might be too small. Actually, it would just fit, wouldn't it? That would work. Or let's try this one. I know this one fits because I've used it with the sentiment already. That one also works. Let's see what fits best on our card. All right, so that one looks like that. This one looks like that. All right, which one should we do? Number 1? It's like being at the eye doctor. Number 1 or number 2? Which is better? 1 or 2? Let me know in the comments which one we're using. Looks like number 2 is the winner, so we're going to do number 2. All right, I'm going to pop this in here and put this on top. All right, I need a Post-it note so this doesn't shift on me. So I'm going to stick that down like so. And I actually found my top plate. Whoops. The cord for my phone, which is our camera here, just got wrapped around the handle of my die cutting machine because that's the kind of day I'm having, guys. All right. Did that get crooked on me? Hang on. Hold the phone. I just got to check this. What do they say? Measure twice, cut once, right? I think it shifted on me just a little bit. All right, let's send that through. And then we got to stop making cards so you all can go to bed or go finish your Christmas cards or do what you got to do, right? All right. So here's our sentiment. Put this away. And we can pop that right in there. And if we wanted to add a embossed layer, we could. I might even have, at one point in time, I had some brand new embossing folder over here. My desk has eaten it, however, so we maybe aren't using that. Dang. Dang. Really? Oh. Such craziness. All right. I'm not going to be able to find it. What did I do with it, you guys? Well, I don't know what I did with it. So we're going to go with this one. We are going to put embossed piece behind here. Actually, you know what? I think the fern one would look nice with this. I think I pulled that out too, and I don't know where the heck I put it. They're here. I'll find them as soon as our video is done. Oh, found it. Found it. And I found the new one. All right. Which one should we use? Should we use the new cane weave embossing folder that is going to be in the new catalog? Or should we use the fern embossing folder? Let me know in the comments which one you think would look nicer on our card. The cane weave or the fern. And while you're doing that, I'm going to just quickly cut a piece of basic white paper. In the size that I need as soon as I find my paper trimmer. Oh, such an adventure. Oh, let me see what we got going here. It's a hotly contested one here. I am seeing the new one, the cane, the fern, new one. Okay. It's pretty even, Steven, so all right. Let's cut this. If I recall correctly, it was 1 7/8 by 3 1/8. And while I'm at it, because sometimes I'm picky, I'm going to cut a second one. We may not like our first choice, right? Check the votes here before I emboss. All right. Put that aside. New stuff is always fun, but if it doesn't match, maybe it's not the right choice, correct? All right, so these are both 3D embossing folders. So I just need my number 1 platform, and I need a 3D plate, which I didn't grab. Okay, maybe I did grab it. I did grab it. It's right back here. All right, so what do we vote for? Fern, cane, fern, cane. We have suggestions for a colored mat. Could you try that? I absolutely could. Should we do fresh freesia or should we do a rich razzleberry for our mat? Meanwhile, I'm going to emboss one of each of these. And we'll look at all our options, right? So this is the new cane weave embossing folder. It's another one that is lineal, I guess is the word I want. So I like to line it up with that line. Oops, you can't see that. The line on the bottom of the folder. I can move some things so you can see better. And you guys are voting for a rich razzleberry or a freesia colored mat, and we'll check that out because that is one of the beauties of these dies. They do layer, and we do have the space for that. So we have options. As I drop the number 4 plate, so there. Whoops. There is the cane weave. Can you see that? It's absolutely gorgeous. Not sure if my camera's focusing. So textured, very beautiful. It's like a fabric almost. Let's do this one quick with the fern leaves. Also gorgeous. This would be especially nice had we gone with the greens. After this video, or in another point, I'll need to make one with those two greens because I think they'd be really pretty together. So apologize for the wiggling here as my embossing machine is wiggling my camera a bit. All right, so let's see what you all decided for the matte color. I see both colors. It looks almost dead even. So let's see what we got here. So we used this particular die right here. So I want to go with the next one up. And that would just fit in our space perfectly. So let me grab a piece of fresh freesia here. And we'll see what that looks like. And then we'll try one with rich razzleberry. And then I'll let you poor people go to bed. Oh, this card wants me to, this card wants to be on camera. It keeps trying to get in the way of my die cutting. And so I guess I better show it to you. It's with the Fancy Flora, the one we did not use, but I'll show that in just a minute. So there's the fresh freesia version. And let's go ahead and cut a rich razzleberry and we'll make our choice. All right, rich razzleberry, bear with me. Pretty colors. Okay. Okay, you do want to flip your plates every time, and I didn't do it. I'm being lazy. Oh my goodness. You guys caught me out. All right. I'll flip it next time, I promise. That will increase the life of your that will increase the life of your cutting pads if you flip them every time. I was laughing because now my camera cord is getting caught in the die cutting machine again. All right. So many choices. I like lots of choices. How about you? All right, let's see which one looks the best. All right, so we've got our card. You know, Susan loves her white on white. So we've got this textured piece right here. And we could do that. Or we have our pretty fern. We could do that right there. Or we could add that pop of color. This is the rich razzleberry right there. This is the fresh freesia right there. I think I like, you can stay and make greens. Oh, you guys are funny. I like the fresh freesia. But then it makes me want to have the words in fresh freesia. Here is the rich razzleberry. Which I do like. That would look nice with the greens as well. So many choices. All right, let's go ahead and you like the cane. It's close to call. Both are pretty. Pop a color. Mattes make all the difference. Yeah, the mattes definitely add a pop of color. That is totally true. I'm going to go with the rich raspberry because it matches my ink. But I do think the fresh freesia would be also really pretty because it matches that paper really well. But then I think I would have done the sentiment in the fresh freesia. So, all right. Let's get this card done. It's supposed to be easy, Susan. But there's so many great choices, right? All right. So we've got our sentiment right here. We're going to just pop that up with some dimensionals. And let me show you this fancy Flora card that's been trying to jump in and join the party. It uses the same stamp set, actually the same sentiment, the same die. So again, this one is called, I don't remember these names, Something Fancy Bundle. And where did I put my, you want to see what I did with the pearls? Let's grab some heart pearls because I know where those are. And we could put a couple of heart pearls on here. Wait, we got to Post-it note joining the party here. So I'm going to just see what these look like. These are the pearlized heart pearls. Pop those on there. All right, so there we have our card with the new dainty flowers. This is the one that kept trying to jump in and join the party when I was die cutting. So this one is with the new Fancy Flora Designer Series paper. It's paired up with Orchid Oasis. You can see it's that same sentiment, that same die. This one I used the regular pearls on. And this one is that, now I was calling this the freestanding standout fold because it stands up by itself and this part kind of stands out. But somebody in the comments when they were watching the replay said they've heard this called the reverse gatefold card. So a gatefold card is like that. And this one is the reverse of it. So I like that name. That's probably the more appropriate name for that. I do have a video on my channel here with this with a candy cane design in the center. So, all right, we're going to call it there. I know somebody said, go ahead and do the green one, but we'll save that for another night. If you would like to join us, then please... Rich raspberry is too dark. It looks better with the fresh freesia. You like the fresh freesia better, Kim? So many choices, right? I'm going to flip the camera here around. There we go. Yay. Oh my gosh, you guys. How many cards do we make? 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. So we have our sympathy card. Well, you probably can't see it. I look terrible. Oh my gosh, what a crazy day it's been. Let's look at them really quick on the camera here. Let's look at all the pretties we made. Okay, so we did the sympathy card with the sun prints from the annual catalog, and we used the brightest glow dies. No, that's not it. Labels Aglow? Labels Aglow dies from the mini. And Starry Sky ink. We did our brand new one with the Dainty Flowers Designer Series paper and the Something Fancy bundle. And then we have the Fitting Florets, 2 different versions. This one has the Christmas set. This one we just stamped it right in that open frame. And then this one we layered up with the embossing and the die and made it all super fancy. So those are our cards we made tonight. Thanks for all your help in our stamping adventures tonight. I'm going to say goodbye. If you want to join us for another adventure next time, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on notifications, YouTube will let you know the next time I'm live, which will be Tuesday night at 7:30 Central Time. Looking forward to joining you then. Take care, everyone. Have a great night. And then quick reminder, there will be a project sheet going out very soon that will have the pop-up gift card holder and then also this folder that holds the cards. Those will be the project sheets in that upcoming one. So if you haven't subscribed, you can do that at SueStanfield.com. Click on subscribe. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.